Hello students, I'm Lydia and I'm from Scotland in the UK. Would you like to introduce yourselves please? Hello Shin.
Hello teacher, hello everyone. I'm Xin, I'm from Shanghai, China. In my spare time, I like traveling, reading, exercising, watching movies, and listening to music. At present, I'm interested in learning English, especially improving American English. Thank you.
Thank you Shin. Hello Stefan. Stefan, can you hear me? Okay, Stefan, if you just want to listen, could you please turn the switch to show that you're just listening, please? Please put your symbol on. Jason, can you hear me?
Okay. I can. Thank you, teacher.
Jason, are you joining us in the lesson today? Would you like to introduce yourself?
Okay. Hello, teacher. Hello, everyone. My English name is Jason. I live in Shanxi province. I live in and work in Beijing, the capital of China. I'm a programmer. I like reading and writing. I work at Deloitte. Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, Jason. And hello, Faye. Faye, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
All right. Thank you so much, teacher. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Faye. I'm from Shanxi province too. I live in my hometown, Changzhi city. It's a small city, but I love it because I was born and living here now. I was a salesperson and now I'm a housewife, so I like it. So I have a lot of free time. I like learning English in my apartment, or sometimes I eating out with my family member, or sometimes visit my parents. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So today we're talking about strengths and weaknesses. So can you think about 3 of your strengths and 3 of your weaknesses? I'll give you just a moment to think about that. Maybe you could write them down. And then I'm going to ask you just to let us know about 1 of your strengths and 1 of your weaknesses. Jason, can you tell us about 1 of your strengths and 1 of your weaknesses, please?
Hello, teacher. I think I think I'm high efficiency.
So you're efficient. You're an efficient person.
Yes. I think I'm organized.
Okay, so those are 2 of your qualities. You're efficient and organized. Do you have any weaknesses that you'd like to tell us about? Things that you are bad at.
I think my weakness are lazy. Sometimes is lazy.
Okay. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, teacher.
Faye, how about you? Can you tell us about one of your strengths and one of your weaknesses?
All right. Three of my strengths. Yeah. Friendly. And sometimes I think little smart. Not smart, is flexible. I think
Okay.
it's not flexible.
Okay. And how about your weaknesses?
And not smart, only flexible and easygoing, I think. Easygoing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any weaknesses?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Lazy. Yeah, it's okay. Oh yeah. Addicted to see short video.
Addicted to watching videos. Huh. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. If I saw that, I can saw 2 hours. Yeah, so tired. Yeah. And procrastination.
Procrastination. So, can you explain what procrastination means?
Uh, uh, yeah. If I do something, maybe I want to do it only use 1 hour, but actually I do that use more 1 hour or almost 2 hour.
Okay, so it takes you too long to do things because maybe you don't want to do them. I have that problem as well. Shin, how about you? Can you tell us about a strength and a weakness that you have?
My strengths are efficient,
Okay.
organized, and diligent.
Diligent, so hardworking.
Yeah, hardworking. And my weaknesses, I think, are a little stubborn.
Okay. So you know what you want and you don't change easily. So perhaps not very flexible.
Yeah, not very
Okay, great.
flexible. Perhaps sometimes I don't listen to others' opinions. Yes, I just do what I'm thinking correctly. Yeah, I'm thinking. If I think it is right, I'll do it, and ignoring others' opinions. Yes.
Okay, so again, that's really stubborn. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the characteristics of a good employee and what are the characteristics of a bad employee? Jason, could you please tell us about a good employee? What characteristics does a good employee have?
Hello, teacher. I think good employee, uh, have some checked out, have some checked out characteristics. Uh, for example, organized.
Okay.
Friendly, uh, friendly, uh, high, high, high efficiency.
Highly efficient? Yes.
Yes. Efficient.
Uh,
Efficient.
Yep.
Okay.
Faye, can you think of any other characteristics of a good employee?
Yeah, good employee, I think maybe when we make some question, they usually optimistic, optimistic.
Can you think of another possible way of saying that? Is there another word that has? Can you think of another word that has a similar meaning?
Hardworking is yeah is common and flexible.
Okay, so I think the word, instead of optimistic, I would probably use the word positive. Someone who's positive about things, has a good attitude. Okay, hardworking, yes, that's very important. Anything else?
Anything. Oh, yes, ambitious.
Oh, okay. Although too much ambition can be a bad thing in an employee. Shin, can you add any other adjectives for a good employee?
Yeah. Responsible.
Yeah, that's important. Someone who takes responsibility. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, Shin,
And trustworthy.
can you now? Oh yes, trustworthy.
Yeah.
Trustworthy, and maybe a similar thing, honest.
Reliable. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got reliable already, I think. No, we haven't. So I'll put in reliable. Okay, some great adjectives there. Which do you think is the most important adjective that we have for a good employee, Shin?
Good employee, I think, is reliable.
Okay, Jason, do you agree? What's the most important quality for a good employee?
A bad employee as lazy, spicy.
Okay, so bad employee, lazy. The opposite of hardworking. A bad employee is lazy. What else? What do you think, Jason?
Spicy.
How do you write? Can you write that down for me, please? Can you write it in the notes? Apathy. Okay, apathetic. Apathetic. Isn't really very interested. Doesn't have much energy. Okay, Faye, can you add some negative adjectives, please, for a bad employee?
Bad employee because I really don't like a liar person.
Okay, so can you think of a good adjective for somebody who lies?
Adjective. Okay. Unrealized.
Unreliable.
Oh.
Somebody you can't rely on is unreliable. Excuse me. Okay, any other adjectives for bad qualities?
Yeah, maybe maybe they wear the clothes not clean. Sometimes.
Okay, can you think of an adjective for that?
Adjective.
Somebody who doesn't wash their clothes very often. You could say they smell. Maybe they're smelly. They smell bad. Or you could say they're unhygienic. Somebody who's unhygienic, they smell, they have dirty hair, etc. Okay, Shin, can you give us any other negative adjectives, please, for a bad employee?
Disorganized.
Yeah, very good.
And unpunctual.
Unpunctual, yes. Anything else? Look at the positive adjectives that we've got and see. Inefficient, good. So see if you can think of the opposites of some of the positive adjectives we've got. So a positive adjective is inefficient, yeah. What about friendly? What's the opposite of friendly?
Hostile.
Hostile is quite strong. Hostile means someone who's quite aggressive. Or the opposite of friendly is unfriendly. That's right. What's the opposite of optimistic?
Negative.
Negative is the opposite of positive. And what's the opposite of optimistic?
Pessimistic.
Pessimistic, that's right. Pessimistic.
Pessimistic.
What's the opposite of ambitious?
Unmotivated.
Unmotivated or unambitious, yeah. And I think an important one is the opposite of honest. Dishonest, that's right. Okay, good. So we've got some good adjectives there, positive and negative ones. So what do you think is the worst thing that an employee can be, Jason? So if you could just choose one negative adjective for a very bad employee, which one would you choose?
I agree. Because for example, negative is a bad employee. I think a good employee has high passion, 然后it can do some sorry.
So what is the worst adjective for an employee? For example, I think that the worst kind of employee is lazy. Do you agree, Jason? What is worse, being lazy or being dishonest? Which do you think is more of a problem?
I agree. Because lazy employee cannot do task at deadline time and before deadline time.
That's right. So basically, a lazy employee just can't really do the job effectively. What do you think, Faye? What do you think is the worst adjective, the worst quality for a bad employee?
Teacher, can you repeat and slowly?
Yes, so we've got lots of bad qualities here. Lazy, apathetic, unreliable, unhygienic, disorganized, etc. Which do you think is the worst? Which one is very, very bad for a bad employee?
Yeah. I think I think unreliable is worst. Maybe I think uh, mm, I think if you join a class, a company, and the relationship is very important, maybe I think everyone needed to keep our company's information or great relationship. But if that person is unreliable, maybe if you have a new things, maybe secondly, you will lost the information. Then maybe your company can't say maybe if the person lost or sell information of your company, and your company can stay the competition. Yeah.
Yes, okay. So you need employees to keep the company's information confidential. So I would say you need employees to be trustworthy. You can trust them. And the opposite of trustworthy is untrustworthy. So it's very important that you have trustworthy and not untrustworthy staff. Shin, what is the worst characteristic for an employee, in your opinion?
In my opinion, it's lazy. Yeah, it's the worst. Yeah, the worst
characteristic
of a bad employee. Because if an employee is lazy, he doesn't want to do anything at work. Yeah, and everything was done behind the deadline, and our team will be punished by our boss. Yeah.
Okay, yes, so that's pretty fundamental. Someone who actually wants to do the job. Okay, let's have a look at this vocabulary to do with job-related strengths and weaknesses. Reliable, inexperienced, motivated, and inefficient. Jason, could you read the new words for us, please? So could you read the words in the blue box?
Yes, okay. Reliable, inexperienced, motivated, ineffective, efficient.
Inefficient. Thank you, Jason. So reliable, inexperienced, motivated, and inefficient. Inefficient. Yes, that's quite a difficult one. Inefficient. Okay, Faye, would you like to read the words for us, please?
All right. Reliable, inexperienced, motivated, inefficient. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so motivated, the stress is on the first syllable. Motivated. Shin, would you like to read the words?
Reliable, inexperienced, motivated, inefficient.
Perfect, thank you. We've thought of a lot of other words here, and a lot of other words for positive qualities and negative qualities, and we have them there in the notes. One we hadn't thought of actually was inexperienced. Jason, can you explain what inexperienced means, please?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Yes. Do you know the meaning of the adjective inexperienced? Can you tell us what it means? Can you explain to the class?
Okay. Uh, uh, in in experience, uh, in in experience is having little knowledge or experience.
Yes, so it's basically it's the opposite of experienced, and it just means
Yes.
that the employee hasn't really done that kind of work before, so they maybe don't know what they're doing. So that's a negative characteristic for a member of staff. Okay, so let's look at the opposites of certain strengths. So on the left we have the strengths, on the right we have weaknesses. Can you please match them? Faye, can you start, please? What is the opposite of confident?
Confident.
Okay.
Opposite is okay.
Faye, go ahead.
All right, thank you. Confident. 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 让我看一下啊。Confident. Unmotivated.
No, think again.
Insecure.
Okay, that's right. Confident and insecure. So hard to say, insecure. Okay, Shin, could you do efficient, please?
Efficient. Inefficient.
That's an easier one, that's right. And Jason, experienced.
Experienced is inexperienced.
Yes, the opposite of experienced is inexperienced. Faye, could you do the next one, please?
All right. Flexible. Inflexible. Very easy, this word.
Yes.
Thank you.
Shin.
Friendly. Unfriendly.
Yep. Jason.
Hardworking is lazy.
Yes. Faye.
All right. Motivated. Unmotivated.
Yep. Shin.
Reliable. Unreliable.
That's right. So quite a lot of them are easy, quite obvious opposites. So at the beginning of the lesson, you told us about your strengths: efficient, flexible, friendly, organized. What can you do to develop your strengths? So if you're organized, how can you become even more organized? If you're efficient, how can you become even more efficient? Shin, what do you think?
I will do some reflection regularly. Yeah. Perhaps I will think of how many things I have done behind I have done ahead of deadline, or how many things I haven't done efficiently. So I will have some reflections to make myself aware of my weaknesses. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So reflection, thinking about yourself, thinking about how you've performed. Jason, do you agree? Can you think of a good way of improving your strengths? So if you are organized, how can you become more organized? If you're hardworking, how can you become more hardworking?
Confident. I think my strengths confident, efficient, and hardworking. More.
Okay, so for example, Jason, if there is something that you do not do very well at work, maybe you're a little bit inefficient, what can you do to change that? How can you get better at work? So how can you improve at work?
Sorry. How can you? I think confident can be better. You can, for example, I can I can work. I can study. In English. I can study English at at weekend time. At the weekend time, I can work at I can work I can work in English to fluently. I can work. I can work well fluently. Sorry.
Yes, okay. So you can work at the weekend, you can study at the weekend to improve your English. Thank you. Faye, how about you? What can you do to improve at work? To improve the way that you behave?
Yeah. Sometimes I do my work, and when I can't hit the deadline, I feel a little sad and so nervous. I not. I think I'm not so efficient. So maybe maybe I control the time is not good. So maybe I will make a list and make a time list. Maybe what time I need to do what. What time I need to do what, and I think I need to improve my skills about my work. So I think maybe this I can improve my efficient.
You can improve your efficiency at work. Okay, thank you all of you. So now we're going to do the task. You're discussing a possible job applicant with your colleagues. What strengths and weaknesses will you consider? So you need to find a new employee to work in your company, and you're talking about the strengths that are important and the weaknesses that you don't want the new employee to have. So student A, give student B 3 strengths that you look for in a new job applicant and explain why they're important. Student B, give student A 3 weaknesses that you prefer not to have when hiring new employees, and explain why. So the example, since we're on a tight schedule, I really think we should hire someone who's reliable. I agree, we should avoid hiring someone who is unreliable because it will cause us to miss our deadlines. So could we try the task, please? Shin, could you be student A? And Faye, could you be student B, please?
Faye, hello. We are going to hire some new employees because we have a very hard work to do. So we really want to find someone who are reliable and efficient. What do you think of it?
Yes, I totally agree with you, and maybe realize and efficient. I can help us hit deadline so fast. And but I think we should avoid hire something who is trustworthy and trustworthy and I'm sorry. Yes, and hostily. Maybe I think if he or she untrustworthy, maybe we will lose our company's condition. Yes, do you agree?
Exactly. Yes. So, and in addition to that, yeah, and honest is also very important. Yeah, we should hire someone who is honest. Yeah, and
Yeah.
reliable.
Yes, you are so right. Yeah, I think that is basically of a good employee. So I think you will hire a best person for our company.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hire a person. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Sorry.
said one word. It's confidential. Yes, lost our company confidential. I said that word was wrong.
Yes, okay, so you're talking about confidential information, the importance of confidential information. If you have a dishonest employee, they could even sell your confidential information. They could give your confidential information to another company, which would be very serious. Okay, that's great. Could we try another conversation, please? Jason, could you be student A, and Shin, could you be student B, please?
Yes.
Okay.
Jason, would you like to start by suggesting some important qualities for your new employee?
Hello, Xin.
Hello.
I'm student.
Your student A, Jason, student A.
Since we are on a tight scheme, I realize we should hire someone who is reliable.
Yeah, I agree with you. We should really avoid hiring someone who is untrustworthy and inefficient, because our tasks are tough. Yeah, and we have little time to finish our work. So we should avoid to hire someone who just can't finish our work. And
Okay,
and
so
what's your opinion? Do you agree?
Sorry. I agree. And I agree.
Shin, can you suggest any negative qualities that you want to avoid?
Yeah. So we should avoid hiring someone who is unreliable, untrustworthy, inefficient, unpunctual. Yeah. many negative characteristics.
What do you think, Jason? Which negative qualities would you like to avoid? Which negative qualities do you not want the new employee to have?
Yeah, I agree. We should avoid hiring someone who is we should avoid hiring who is insecure, because it because it will cause us my business plan to out.
Yes, so you need to have an employee who will help you with your business plan and who won't make it difficult for you to do what you need to do in the company. Okay, that's great, everybody. Thank you for that. So we've come to the end of the lesson. Today we discussed strengths and weaknesses. We talked about opposite adjectives and decided what characteristics would make a good employee. So if you'd like to stay in the classroom a little bit longer, you might want to have a look at the question at the bottom of the slide there. You've got control over the slides and there are a few notes to look at as well. Thank you for coming to the lesson today, and I hope to see you again in another lesson. Goodbye for now.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, teacher. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
High five.